There you go.
See, I called you Mike Dick Cam because the angle's like it's like from your penis.
It's as if it's from my penis.
Oh, I always forget that we don't have the quiet at the end of the original intro. It just didn't feel right. Do we play the other one?
Go for it. Why the hell not? It's Thanksgiving Eve. There's probably one person watching.
There's two. There are two whole people. Okay, we're gonna give this another
I
shot.
saw Wallace Shawn die. Wallace Shawn is dead.
You're a jabroni.
I feel better.
Much better. Yeah. Felt off. Wasn't zen. All right, guys. Well, it's Wednesday night. It's the night before Thanksgiving. It's What the Show. My name is AJ Lancaster. I'm one of your co-hosts.
Yo, yo, yo. I'm one of the deacons. The other one is on her way, but she's not here yet. But we figured we'd get things rolling. And as you can tell, once again, my internet's all sorts of fucked up tonight. So going off the phone. So this is going to be a bare bones stream on my end. So AJ is completely in charge of all the fun stuff tonight. This is going to end well.
Hold.
Justin the Juice, like...
Hold.
Oh.
We hold. You see,
Okay.
I introduced myself. Mike introduced himself. Hold.
Oh, like I can introduce myself. I'm capable of doing
I was
that.
about to.
I feel like I've been on the internet before doing stuff in front of a camera. So yeah, I am happy to be here on my third favorite show that begins with the word "what." So absolutely ecstatic to be here.
We're number 3.
Yeah.
We're below shit.
I mean, y'all would be number 2, but like Nickelodeon just had to have that show, What Would You Do, come out like decades ago. And
I remember that show.
That is a damn good program. Anytime you could get Mark Summers on your screen, it's a good time.
Robert, do you have Paramount Plus?
Maybe.
Because like all those old Nickelodeon shows are on there, and it's like I've definitely gone on down rabbit holes, like binge watching Nick Arcade or binge watching Legends of the Hidden Temple. Like I don't know if What Would You Do is on there. I haven't looked for it, but like almost all those 90s shows are on that.
Oh, what was that one show called? It had the host was Summer Sanders.
Figure
It Out.
Figure It Out.
Yeah, that was a good show.
Nickelodeon shows there's Hello, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Hello.
Yeah, Nickelodeon shows during the 90s. That was kind of tough to beat. Like kids these days don't know what we had back then. That was pretty. We grew up in a pretty cool time.
Yeah. Like Nick Arcade was so good.
Oh,
But watching Nick Arcade, I'm sure you've seen like the footage of the kids like without the green screen, like what they were actually looking at when they filmed being in the arcade. It's so bad.
And you're like, that's you watching it from home. You're like, come on, it's right there. Swipe it, jump over it. How are you this fucking stupid? And then you see the green screen and like, y'all
This is
can't
terrible.
see shit.
They were literally looking at a TV set like on the side of this set. That's what they were able to base what they were doing off of. It was so bad.
It was, and that's where Space Track began, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
So it was Dick Arcade, yeah, where somebody answered. They asked a very simple question about Star Wars, and the kid said Space Track. So that's where we found that. Where did Space Track come out from that?
Y'all don't know Space Track? Space Track, nothing but Space Track.
Oh man, that was good times.
I promised myself I wouldn't sing on y'all stream, and once again, I've let myself down.
No,
Yeah,
that's
it took you 5 minutes and 35 seconds.
I will have a couple of more drinks, and I will let myself down again later.
Nice. Do a little karaoke after this.
Sure, AJ.
Yeah,
That's what I meant.
little Alanis Morissette. Let's go.
Well, I mean, you ought to know what I was talking about. So.
I see what you did there. Alanis Morissette is going on tour with Joan Jett this summer. It's not coming anywhere near me, but I would have considered going to that if it was like within a drive.
So here's the thing. I was supposed to see Alanis Morissette and Foo Fighters at the Austin City Limits Festival at the beginning of October, and I got COVID because of Fantastic Fest. I had to miss the Alanis Morissette concert. I've been wanting to see Alanis Morissette since Jagged Little Pill back in the 90s.
I saw her on that tour in the 90s, and a band that was unknown of named Coldplay opened.
Nice.
No, I'm lying. I'm such a shithead. Not Coldplay, Radiohead.
Oh, even better.
Yeah.
And I bet you they played Creep, didn't they? They played
on that particular tour. I think they did. Yes, because I'm pretty certain that was the only album at the point.
Yeah. But yeah, then I saw that she's going on tour and she is coming back to Austin, Texas. I was like, sweet. So I just need a job so I can buy the tickets.
Heard.
Oh, I think the wife's home. I hear the dog flipping out.
Nice.
Like we moved to Savannah earlier this year, and we do have like a minor league hockey arena that holds about like 9,000 people. So that some bands do come through. Stevie Nicks came like 2 weeks ago. Those tickets were absurdly expensive, but like we get like an occasional, like somebody will be like, oh yeah, we couldn't book Atlanta, so we're booking Savannah for this, but very little that's been of interest as to me as of yet. Like if that tour came through, I've been there in a heartbeat.
See, Omaha basically ends up being like touring acts just think, well, we got to make money between Chicago and Denver.
Yeah, you get the in between day. Yeah, you probably get a lot of weeknight concerts. I bet. Like
yeah, it's usually like Thursdays and Mondays.
Yep.
Either that or they go through Kansas City instead, and we don't get shit. But
we used to, like when I was a teenager growing up here, it seemed like a lot of like your major popular musicians never came through Austin. They would either always go Dallas or Houston,
right,
and occasionally San Antonio. And I'm sitting here, I'm a teenager, and I'm like, isn't Austin supposed to be the live music capital of the world? And first of all,
town.
Who gave us that name? Because if you were to ask just any person who didn't know any better, hey, what would you call the live music capital of the world? At the bare minimum, I would expect probably about 7 out of 10 people to go, Nashville.
Nashville's the first thing that came to my mind too.
Like, why Austin? Like, I get we have a good music scene, the whole downtown bar concert venues. Like, it's great, yes.
On the phone again.
But there's nothing.
That's terrible.
There's nothing special about it.
Okay, we'll try. So, Bethany, what's the live music capital of the world? Don't say Branson.
The live music capital of the world?
Well, let's say the United
Don't
States.
say Branson.
Well, I feel like I may have already heard the answer, but I would say Nashville, yeah.
It's Branson.
No.
Branson, New Jersey?
Missouri.
Wait, there's a Branson in New Jersey?
Branson's in
Missouri.
It's in Missouri?
Missouri, I think. Yeah.
I don't even know where it is. So clearly it's not the music capital of the world or the live music capital of the world. That's what, yeah, it's 100% Nashville. Like it's a whole
So
thing.
again, I would agree. Like I live in Austin, Texas, which is
Yeah.
the live music capital of the world. But I would
think of
believe
that
it
when I
was
think
Nashville.
Of like, I mean, I guess, yeah. I don't know. I think when I think of Austin, I think of, I don't know, barbecue, South by Southwest. I think I guess that is. I think of Texas, like the University of Texas. I think of Friday Night Lights mostly because they filmed there, and it's the greatest television show of all time. I always think of Keep Austin Weird, but I wouldn't be like live music, live music capital of the world.
See, the whole Keep Austin Weird, originally Keep Austin Weird was because they wanted to highlight small businesses. So they called it weird that you would shop at a small business rather than like at Walmart. So
Right.
That's how the
That
whole
makes
Keep
sense.
Austin Weird started.
I didn't know the like origins.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. Actually like that. That's cool.
This is
then
such a weird angle.
Keep Austin Weird became the catch-all for all the freaky
Like,
stuff
all
that
the
could
weird
potentially
Austin
happen. Like, man, you have a detachable dick. Well, keep Austin weird, you know?
I love that though. Like that's a vibe. Honestly.
Why is that? So that was the first place he went?
I was trying to think of something like off the wall, like just
something strange. You're like, Keep Austin Weird.
Would you like something a little more like G-rated? Come to our food trailer park where we cook steaks in a dryer. Keep Austin weird.
Keep
You know
Austin
who
Weird.
does have a detachable penis, though?
The dryer has a detachable penis. Yes.
Yeah. But
That
also,
is a fair point, actually.
when you go to streamlabs.com/whattheshow/tip, you might find your own detachable penis, but what you won't find is us improving the quality of this program.
What
Yep.
did
As
you
a matter
have
of
to
fact,
detachable penises? We're about to talk about children.
Yeah, you might need a filler story in there before we get to that. Like, just bridge the gap a little. Just kind of help ease us into that transition there. That would be
no, I
great.
like to keep it as jarring as possible. No, we're just gonna sit in it now. Just but yeah, streamlabs.com/whattheshow/tip. All donations do go to a cause. This month it is St. Jude's Children's Hospital, and also we always read your stuff. Please, if you guys want to donate to the show, streamlabs.com/whattheshow/tip. What were we talking about?
With that said, I will be right back, everyone.
AJ, you're a little daring with that, and we read your stuff because I'm expecting like letters from Penthouse type of quality be coming through any day now. So,
I just love it.
Does anyone else remember letters to Penthouse?
I'm aware of it.
So these used to be like, obviously, Penthouse magazine, people would write in and they would tell like their little stories and stuff. What happened is Penthouse took all these stories and they made a series of books. Like they chronicle of Narnia the fuck out of these people's like sex stories. And they've made like just an entire, like, you remember back in the 90s, you used to watch TV before the invention of the internet, or even like the Encarta Encyclopedia CD-ROM.
Yeah, I remember that.
Like Encyclopedia Britannica. They have that, only it's entire like volumes bound in leather with everyone's sex stories that they wrote in.
Okay, if they are leather bound, that's amazing, and I actually need to buy it.
I don't know if they are leather bound. Me personally, if I was in charge of the publishing of these books, I would not bound them in leather because leather can't get wet. And guess what's usually happening while people are reading those books?
Ooh.
We can stop the conversation there.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. I need it leather bound with the little tassel, like a Bible. I need it to look like a Bible.
It's a bookmark, AJ. It's meant to mark your spot. Enough of this horny couple. I'll come back and finish this story and see how they climax later.
Like,
Got a bookmark.
Good thing I got the tassel on this book.
leather bound book, fireplace, like really get the mood set. Yeah, I would get a pipe and smoke tobacco out of it for this. Corn cob pipe.
Corn Cob TV.
Wasn't that a
Corn
thing at
cob
one
TV.
point?
I loved corn cob TV.
What was that
Those-
on? I vaguely remember that.
I think
Spectrum.
you should leave.
It was what?
Spectrum. So it's on Spectrum.
It was I Think You Should Leave with Tim Robinson on Netflix. It was the Coffin Flop show. They were going to drop this. They were going to drop Corncob TV, so you couldn't watch Coffin Flop anymore.
Was that like one of those channels that played like adult, not like porn, but like adult cartoons?
No.
I'm sure it would have been. It's a fake channel. It's from the show I Think You Should Leave, and they were joking around how you always see the ad saying like Spectrum's going to drop this channel, so they're like, it's going to drop Corncob TV, and you're not going to be able to watch Coffin Flop anymore. So then it's just like 60 seconds of just bodies falling out of coffins.
Nice.
They told me that at a dinner.
So I used to work for a cable company that dealt with those kinds of complaints. How come I can't get this?
Right.
Ugh. Yeah. Working for a cable company is like working the lost luggage at the airport. You don't have a good day.
Yeah, I can imagine.
There's no one who's ever calling up, hey, thank God y'all are providing us with this channel because I was able to watch my Andy Griffith show, and I love my Andy Griffith, okay? No one's ever doing that.
So everybody who's watching this, make sure to call your local cable provider, especially
Thank them
if you
for
don't have
Andy
cable.
Griffith.
Especially if you don't have cable.
Call them up and just get their basic customer service, or if you want to be daring, ask for the retention department. Yeah, and as soon as someone answers the phone, just let them know, like, hey, I want to thank you for the Andy Griffith show still being on cable. And they're gonna be like, we're a provider, we don't actually set the programming.
Oh, it's so good though.
And then
Does the
follow that
whistle?
up immediately with, how come I don't see more of Don Knotts on TV? He was a funny feller.
Oh, that's fantastic.
How's that Ron Howard doing these days?
Oh, the Ron Howard. What? Does he have
Little Ronnie Howard.
does he have a project right now? I don't even know.
I bet you he's doing well. Like, he's doing so well, I bet you his daughter's running from Tyrannosaurus Rexes in high heels.
I think he had that movie about like the Chilean miners thing. I remember
Have
he
y'all
did something that was like that was like basically straight to streaming, and like, Ron Howard, really? 13 Lives, yep.
Have y'all seen that image that's been floating around the social media that says like Thanksgiving at Ron Howard's house? And it's got like Ron Howard all dressed up nice. And then you've got Bryce Dallas Howard all dressed up nice, looking glamorous as ever. And then a shot of Clint Howard that's like,
Hey,
That's
Clint
just
Howard is a legend.
I need some grenadine for my ice cream treats. Like, fuck.
Clint Howard is a goddamn legend.
He is. I don't mean to knock the sanctity of Clint Howard, but
Do you remember, Robert, when he won the Lifetime Achievement Award at the MTV Movie Awards, like at the late?
for Star Trek? Yeah, and he showed up like in the same costume, playing the same exact character, but it was like 40 years later.
But he was like so sincere in his acceptance speech that MTV retired the award because it was always meant to be like a tongue-in-cheek thing, and they're like, we can't do this anymore because you can't top that.
You're like, that was really nice.
What's funny is I see William Harold in the chat, and I'm pretty sure he's probably going to be able to tell you everything you want to know about Clint Howard's role in Star Trek. I can't remember the character's name, but I do remember him like, would you like to drink some whatever yacha or whatever drink? But yeah.
So did you know that last year, Ron Howard directed a movie with Viggo Mortensen, Colin Farrell, and Joel Edgerton?
That what?
Ron Howard directed a movie with Viggo Mortensen, Colin Farrell, and Joel Edgerton.
All in one movie?
What
And
movie is
guess
this?
what? 13 Lives. It was a Thai mining disaster movie. And
Yeah,
guess
I remember
what?
hearing about
They
this.
all get to do a silly little voice.
Oh boy, that's AJ's favorite kind of movie.
That's an AJ movie right there.
Yeah. You might be unfamiliar, Robert. My favorite genre of film is prestige actor does a silly little voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big Tom Hardy fan. By the way, full name Edward Thomas Hardy. His actual name's Ed Hardy. But
Gee, let
don't
me
tell
guess
him
what funny little voice he does.
he does.
You adopted the funny voice. I was born into it, molded by it.
Dude, it's just like when I saw the trailer for the bike riders, it's like, oh, that's the good stuff. I'm just so like, I love Tom Hardy doing a silly little voice, which is every Tom Hardy movie.
At this point, yeah.
Warrior, silly little voice.
That man is literally juice.
What was that I was watching?
Gentleman.
I can't remember. It was one of those the popular YouTube shows that like they like movies but they make fun of it, whether it's like Honest Trailers or it was probably like a pitch meeting, I think.
Pitch meeting. Yeah.
Where I was rewatching the one about Inception where they were talking about like we need to keep everything quiet because if we make too much noise, it's going to cause all the other imaginary people in the dream to attack us. And then it cut to the shot of Tom Hardy with like, you got to learn to think a little bit bigger. And he pulls out this giant like grenade launcher. Like, the fuck? He just told you to shut the fuck up.
From Tom Hardy. Love
William
you.
Harold's just being a legend in the chat.
They
Just
drink Tranya. That's it.
Should we try it?
absolute unit.
Ripped off the voice of a tank.
Just yeah, I just showed Warrior to my mom. Forgot that she had seen Warrior, loved it and cried the first time that she saw it, and saw it again, and it was just it was like watching
thing.
somebody find, it was like somebody being born again.
I wish that I like had that power where I could forget things like that, and then I could enjoy things I love again for the very first time. That would honestly be like a dream.
I don't know if you're bringing up Warrior because we're still talking about Tom Hardy, or if you're wanting to insult me based off of my positioning of Warrior on the marquee that we did last week.
Where was it?
I did not rank it very high.
Why?
Just like some other movies better.
No, it's not working.
Okay, but here's the thing. It's Warrior.
Yeah.
So we're trying the computer again, and it's still not working. So
We are going to be purchasing a new laptop at some point between Friday and Monday with all these specials going
my
on.
friend is sending us an Ethernet cord as we speak. She's already has it on the way. That's the word I was looking for. Should be here by Friday.
Well, I will tell you from experience, y'all should already be in line at Best Buy.
That's true.
No, it's true.
I did
What's
find one
Best
actually
Buy?
from Dell that I could just order and have it sent to us. So
Is Dell like it's still a thing?
it's
Is that?
still a thing.
But are they
Dude.
good?
Well,
Dude,
if
you're
we're gonna
getting it
bring this
down.
conversation back full circle. So Dell's like world headquarters is right outside of Austin. It's actually in the town that I grew up in, which is Round Rock.
Okay.
So are you going to be the one who's personally delivering it to us? Is that what you're trying to say?
I mean, if Dell wants to hire me, I would love a job. Just saying.
I thought Dell was in Wisconsin.
You're like, I'll drop it over to.
No,
to
so-
for sure.
When I was a kid, it was the early 90s. My parents just bought like their first house, and it was like a year or two later, Dell built the headquarters like right down the street from my house. So yeah, it was like all of a sudden that property value of that house, and again, I was a kid, I didn't care about property value, but it went from whatever my parents closed to because it was within like at least bicycle distance from Dell.
Okay.
Easily. So yeah, and that became Dell coming in is what put Round Rock really on the map. Now, if you go like Round Rock used to be a small little town. We had like the nice, like small, quaint little downtown area full of like little shops that sold like knickknacks and Hummel figures or whatever.
Almost. Wow. That's a
And
throwback.
now you go down there and all of downtown Round Rock is all restaurants and bars and live music. And I was like, where was this when I was a kid? I don't want to
Okay.
go buy Hummel figures as a teenager. I want to go to, well, I don't want to go to a bar either, but I mean, I'd rather do something social than, yeah. So,
I wanted a cute little downtown to walk around, but alas.
yeah,
Oh,
no,
so
my mom
cute.
absolutely loved the downtown area. There was like multiple shops there she loved shopping at, but this is a boring fucking conversation.
I was enjoying it personally.
Yeah.
Don't diss your own conversation. It was so great.
What would you rather talk about? Movies? We don't fucking do that here.
Could someone
can talk
please put
about
the chat?
movies.
Are Dell's good now?
As far as I know, Dells are still good computers,
Are they
but
good? Okay.
I think we're in the age now where everything is shifting like Apple or Chromebook.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Oh.
So
and I hear Chromebook's really not that good, but
for us who are not like, crazy informed on it, like we don't need anything spectacular. Neither of us are gamers. Like we're just looking basically to have
Tonight's
streaming.
stream is give us advice on the laptop.
We just want like streaming to be able to stream and then have your basic, your Microsoft Office type stuff. How much is an 8 gig one perfectly sufficient for that, or do we want higher?
I mean, 8 gig as far as RAM.
Yeah.
I mean, probably. I mean, if you're just trying to get a computer just for like normal internet browsing and email and stuff like that,
And that's-
maybe
yeah.
watch YouTube, then yeah, probably.
Okay.
Like at the beginning of this year, I did buy a new computer because my job at the time that I no longer work for was needing me to provide my, like, everything I have is Apple. And the software that we use for that job would not work on Apple. So I had to go buy an actual PC. But I went ahead and bought one that was, I bought a gaming PC, even though I'm not really a gamer. But I knew that the graphics card would be great for streaming. So every time I've streamed on my own channel, not Cinefanatics, I've been using that PC and streaming, and it works great. So typically what I would recommend is you might not need very much, but buy something that's going to last for a while. Like this computer will easily last another 2 or 3 weeks before I need to replace it because technology is updated. No, it will last like probably like at least another 2 or 3 years before I actually need to update it.
And neither of us have bought a laptop in over 12 years. So
Yeah, our technology is quite out of date.
We're very out of date and we're very dumb because we don't know what we're looking for anymore because
So
we have
y'all start your computer by typing c:/open youtube.exe.
We've got, my monitor is deeper than high. So like, it's like 16 inches deep until just tall.
This
And
next
it weighs like 80 pounds.
Yeah.
You're like, you're only 12 inches. Like, why is this 80 pounds?
Yo, I think I figured out how to fix your streaming problem for tonight, though. Did you try inserting the floppy disk?
What's a
Don't
floppy
say
disk?
that while I'm drinking. This is still such a weird. Why are we like doing this at a Dutch angle tonight? Like, what are we filming? Why
Yo,
is it like this?
Y'all are trying to go for being directors of the next Thor movie. Like, well, it worked for Kenneth Branagh.
It's true. So we're doing it.
You can adjust it.
We're gonna. That seems too low for you. I need like it to be on something, so it's like more straight and not like. Like this is how I'm filming all night. Hey guys.
All right, so reaching the closest thing I have a Star Wars Episode 1 staff and balance. Everybody had it. They mass produced it. It's worth nothing.
I know.
I happily own it to this day.
So that is the downside to the 90s. Like, plus side to the 90s, great music. In the 90s, you grew up with fantastic music and great movies. But as far as like collectibles go, comics and toys and stuff, that was the time where the industry realized, oh, this stuff is going to be worth something later. Let's mass produce it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. None of that stuff, like very little from the 90s is worth a lot.
I cannot tell you, as a comic book collector and reader back in the 90s, Wednesday, when new comic books come out on Wednesday, how many times I have counted on Wednesdays there was a new #1 comic.
Mm-hmm.
So AJ, how's your hat doing?
Doing great. But yeah, I'm pretty sure ever since 1984 when Secret Wars came out, like it just nothing mattered anymore.
Wait, Secret Wars came out in 1984, but the movie's not coming out for another 5 years. What do you mean it came out in 1984? What? You mean I could actually read about Secret Wars right now instead of just giving an opinion about Secret Wars on the internet without knowing anything because I didn't know that there was a comic that came out in 1984?
Yeah. It's 1984, bro. Big Brother's right there. But
Next thing you're going to
yeah.
tell me is that was the first appearance of the black symbiote that became Venom, right? Right? Mm-hmm.
absolutely. But yeah, just ever since that becoming the marketing ploy, everything the story behind it, where they did a focus group, and the two big words for kids was secret and wars, so they called it Secret Wars.
I mean, makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Let's try that.
Hi.
And now we got the Secret Deacons.
Yeah, there we go. Trying to figure out how to wedge stuff using a 1999 toy and a candle to hold a cell phone up.
We're back
This
to
is
the
a
golden
90s
age of
toy.
YouTube here. What was that before TikTok? Was it Vine?
Vine.
No, Vine didn't last very long, did it? Like, I'm aware of it, but I don't think it was that big.
I mean, it was big enough for one guy to get popular off of selling watermelons.
I remember, I think one of the professional sports leagues tried to use Vine, and it just failed spectacularly. But
I remember my favorite Vine that I've ever seen, and every time I see it now, I will still laugh so hard that I'm crying. Is you remember the Pokemon cartoon from the late 90s?
The late 90s, yeah.
Yeah, they would always do that thing where they show the silhouette and they're like, "Who's that Pokemon?" And it would go to commercial and it would come back like, "Who's that Pokemon?" You're trying to guess, and then they would reveal who it was. There was a Vine one that did that, like, "Who's that Pokemon?" The guy's like, "It's Pikachu," and they're like, "It's Jigglypuff." He's like, "Fuck!" So funny.
My favorite one ever.
He was-
I'll recreate it.
You hear the confidence in that. It's Pikachu. It's Jigglypuff. Fuck. Or it's Clefairy or something like that. It's Clefairy. Fuck.
So my favorite was a Bo Burnham one. It was him doing this. My puns aren't just bad; they're terrible.
That's so stupid.
Oh, Bo Burnham. What a legend.
Legend.
I still haven't seen his what was that, Inside?
Inside, it's a journey.
Well, I would preface this. The reason I haven't seen it is because I was an essential worker. So while everyone was sitting at home watching Bo Burnham or Squid Game or Tiger King or whatever, I was working. Although I'm unemployed right now, so I guess I could watch it right now.
Now's your time.
Now's the time.
You can be.
We were kind of not quite there, but we only had off for 2.5 months. They called us back really fast. I mean, compared to so many other people, that was nothing. But did you have any time off at all, Robert, or was it just
No.
you went?
No,
Wow.
so that's when I worked. I worked for the cable company at that time, and I worked at the physical store. So we still needed to be there because for nothing else, people needed to come in if there was problems with the equipment that they need to swap out their modem or router or cable box. So we still had to be there for that.
Oh yeah,
But yeah.
It boomed at that point.
We had people that were coming in and I think we had a sign on the door please utilize the website for all your needs instead of coming into the store. And people would come in I just want to pay a bill. Get the fuck out of here. Go pay it on your website at home. What the hell's wrong with you? There's a quarantine and pandemic.
Right.
And of course, we also dealt with and I'm not going to dive into this, but we dealt with the general public and their opinions on whether or not they need to wear a mask when they go out to.
Oh, we dealt with that a lot. We dealt with that a lot.
Oh, that was a blast.
Boy, I don't miss those days whatsoever.
So we were working at the restaurant at Universal at the time, and I literally, so they had our tables, and some of our tables were like moved in different angles and different directions and stuff because they had it so they were 6 feet apart. I had a lady once just completely flip out on me because she went to turn her table around, and I told her, "I'm sorry, you can't do that," and just lost her shit on me because literally she would have been like 2 feet away. I'm like, you have to be 6 feet away. That's the only reason they're letting us stay open. And she just went on this rant. So this lady, though, I got back at her. And she made the mistake of stiffing me, but paying by credit card. So I wrote her name down. I managed to, through Google, find her home address. I signed her up for the infinity pool, which apparently if you get somebody sends you like the information for them, they don't stop. They will call you like every day about getting the infinity pool. And I also requested information from the Mormon Church.
That's awesome. You should have thrown in like, hey, I think my car warranty is expired. Could you please send me information about renewing my car warranty? That would be a great one.
I always love that.
She pissed me off so much that day. I was like, I had to come up with something. And I Googled, I'm like, what is the worst thing you can do? An infinity pool was what came up.
Who
Like,
knew that the infinity pool salesmen are
apparently they are relentless.
I am aware of, and I absolutely, like, joking aside, I promise I did not do this because I understand that this is being broadcast across the internet and can be watched by whoever, whenever, for all time, always. But I am aware that I had coworkers that would go and grab like a customer's email address and start signing them up for every single porn site known to man. And it wasn't your casual porn, like, hey, do you want to see two people making love? Too bad. You're about to watch two girls and one cupping each other. All right. You're about to get the worst of the worst. Like, no kink shaming, but it's not necessarily something that generally people want to see, or at least admit to seeing. So
one of the best things I learned,
so popular. It's just
one of the best things I learned, though, because I actually, after I worked at a restaurant, I moved into the call center for Universal. I was doing vacation sales, which honestly though wasn't a bad job because we got commissioned on it. Plus we got a decent hourly rate.
And you weren't cold calling people.
It was all inbound, so it wasn't that bad. It was commissioned on inbound, which that's not bad. The staggering amount of people who still have AOL email addresses, it is astounding.
It was like,
at my recent job, I started tallying how many people have AOL, Hotmail, and Juno.
The Juno is the one that this is a good one.
Yes. So I'm saying to one of my managers at the time, because she knew Mike, because she'd worked with him, I was like, yeah, it's so funny. Like, some people, like, still have AOL, and we just think it's so funny. And I was like, I was like, if only like Hotmail still existed, but that one probably bit the dust. And she's like, I still use my Juno email. And I go, no, you don't.
She's not that old. Like, she's like our age. She's about the same age as you and I, Robert.
Like, I mean, if it's not broke, I fix it. And I was like, who is still using Juno?
So I have a nice time capsule specifically with Juno because that was my first email address. And I don't know if y'all have noticed this, but a lot of people, when you're getting email addresses from the general public and they have numbers in their email, those numbers are either one of two things. It's either their age at the time that they created the email because they didn't think they were ever going to age beyond that number, or it's the year that they were born.
That's me.
Good job, Mike. Congratulations. Your email is easily hackable. I'm willing to bet your password is password also, right?
Got to change that now.
You don't have to confirm that. But yeah, mine was like a screen name and then my age at the time, which was 15 at Juno.com. And I had that. I think I still have access to that at some point, but
mine was before I had AOL. I had briefly, not long, but briefly, I had Prodigy, which
I don't know what that one is.
Prodigy was right around the same time as AOL. I think it started before AOL, and there were a few major network kind of stuff that like jumped onto it because like back then AOL, it was a big deal if like just for example, like say some movie had their official site on AOL, that was the only way you could access it.
Mhm.
Prodigy did the same thing. Prodigy did not last past dial-up, I don't think.
Because Prodigy was not willing to spam your physical mailbox with as
Right.
many like free
Oh my
CD-ROMs like
God,
AOL
the
was.
CD-ROMs, then the floppy disks from AOL. Oh my Lord, I remember that.
Also,
Mike-
I'm gonna say this, and now someone's gonna be able to like hack my accounts probably because they're gonna look it up. But yeah, people out there are using numbers like their birthdays and whatever stuff like that. No. You want to get deep cut. You want a password that no one's gonna know. What you do is
You put your social security number.
your elementary school PIN code that you had to use to buy lunch every day as your password.
Oh, yeah.
See, that's beyond me.
Yeah,
Never forget
That's beyond me. You just proved to me that you're like still in your 20s, I guess.
No, I'm a 32-year-old woman.
Lunch codes are, I'd say, people that started with people who are probably about 35 and older.
Yeah,
That
that's
was
about.
that was
Hey,
something
Robert.
that started.
Yeah, that was past your time, gentlemen. But yeah, you had a lunch code and it stuck with you. It started in elementary school and it stuck with you through like high school. You were using a lunch code, so I put in that code every day, and so I've made so many of my passwords my lunch code, like my lunch code plus other things, because I was like, this is a random ass number that I will never forget, but also who else would know it?
That's
not
my
bad.
PIN number. That's my PIN
Hey,
number.
Bethany, can I borrow your lunch code? I forgot my peanut butter and jelly sandwich today. That boiled egg that you got from the lunch lady with the side of sloppy joes looks delicious.
Also, like, what do you think? Like, why did we have lunch codes? Like, what a weird system.
Because,
Like, to make
they-
sure that you weren't like getting extra lunch or something, because God forbid,
Like when I
God
was
forbid we feed the children of America.
in college, they had
That's
like
what we were
our,
talking about with that campaign.
our meals were on like our student ID when I was away at college. So like you swipe that, but
Right. So, like, yeah.
So
Like, do you remember Asia where we had lunch codes?
when I was in elementary school, you could either like just buy your lunch with
that's how it was for me.
with cash.
Yeah.
Cash used to be this like paper money or like little metal
No,
money that you would carry
Your
around in
lunch
your
code,
pocket.
and then you would still buy it with cash. Is the way.
And what I mean by spending cash for your lunch means that you would go hungry for lunch because you would end up saving that cash and go buy comic books with it later. Yeah.
The ice cream
Let's
truck
be honest
outside.
about this. I mean, I'm 42 years old. My mom's not going to come after me about me not spending my lunch money on lunch anymore. Okay, she's not taking me to small claims court over that money was meant for your food.
She
You bought
better.
funny books with it. No, that's
That'd be
not happening.
hilarious.
Or if you had the rich parents would get you a lunch card, which was an index card that had your name printed on it, that when you go through the lunch line, you wave it to the cashier lady at the end of the line, like
We
it was
didn't
your
have lunch
FBI
card.
pass to let you into Quantico.
But I like that, honestly.
You're like, I've got the lunch card. I'm somebody.
See, ours was actually different. Like the lunch card was a good thing actually. It was like for the underprivileged people, like the kids who didn't have as much money, that they got qualified for this. They had those cards where I went. And they're like, yeah, absolutely give them the free lunch. But
Yeah.
like the rich kids got the card? That's weird.
Now, the funny one, have y'all ever seen that movie? And I know if Rachel Silverstream was a part of this, she would like be talking about this all day. Y'all ever see that movie, My Boyfriend's Back?
Yes.
That
I do.
movie was filmed at my middle school. The
wow.
year before I started going there. And what's funny, the reason I bring that up is because it was at that middle school where they started integrating outside sources for food consumption. What I mean by that is they got Taco Bell to come into the cafeteria and make Taco Bell food. And it used, like, my goal every day, you could buy a bean burrito for 50 cents. If I could just get $2, find $2 somewhere, somehow, I had 4 bean burritos and I was in heaven.
That's a good, wow.
Please keep in mind, when I was in grade school, I was the nerd that everyone picked on and punched and shoved and pantsed. And when I was a little kid, I can't believe how many people probably saw my like pasty white butt because I was being pantsed every day by bullies. So there's photos out there somewhere. You probably can't look at them because I'm a kid, but just
Yeah,
saying.
we don't want to put that out there.
But that was what made me want to go to school. Like, man, I got $2. I'm getting me some bean burritos for lunch, and I don't care about the rest of my lessons. Where's your homework? I don't fucking care. Give me the bean burritos.
You're like, I'm here for the bean burrito.
This is the highlight of my week.
That is
Shut up.
it. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you dunk my head in a toilet during the third period? I don't care. I'm getting bean burritos at lunch. Everything's A-okay.
Also, like, is people in their 40s, is elementary school and middle school, you know, like in the movies? Because I didn't know things like that really happen.
For
Like what?
the movies are embellished,
Yeah.
but there are definitely certain aspects of that
And
were.
y'all were living a rough life.
Oh,
That's
like if
not
you watch
affirming.
movies like that take place at schools during like the 80s or 90s,
Yeah.
it depends on the area. Like, for example, I absolutely loved Clueless. But Clueless took place at a public high school in Beverly Hills.
Yeah, that
That was not how my school was at
Sure.
all at
Sure.
that time. So, yeah, when Clueless came out, I think I was entering high school,
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
roughly. So, yeah, my school was not like that. There wasn't like you get to participate in gym if you would like or you don't like, just whatever. The way that they would
we all
talk
had to
to the
participate
teachers,
in yeah.
when she's giving her presentation in debate class, and she's like, I was on the Crimson Wave. I've got to haul ass to the bathroom or whatever. First of all, I didn't know what a Crimson Wave was at the time. I took home ec the next year, and I was like, oh, I now know what that meant.
Crimson Wave, like, are those the bad guys in Solo?
Yes, AJ, that's exactly what that is. Please don't ask any more questions. But yeah, it was taking those classes. They weren't the same as what you saw in the movies. I was like, the movie's lying to me.
Yeah. I think they tell little white lies. But yeah, sometimes I watch coming of age movies from like the 80s and 90s, and I was like,
Wait,
I
did
don't really
Wallace
feel like
Shawn
this is-
die?
Yeah,
I don't-
you don't know? He's
I
dead.
don't remember Wallace Shawn dying.
Benny watched him die. He saw it happen.
No, he's still alive.
No, he's dead.
He's 80 years old. Unless
Yeah,
you
he saw it happen.
quickly edited Wikipedia, he's still alive. That's a nice use of that.
He doesn't know about Wallace Shawn being dead. Oh my god, guys. I'm so happy right now. Me too. Me too.
He's
Yeah,
still alive.
Do you know the
He's a
genesis
doctor.
of this?
No,
No.
I'm
Okay,
completely
so-
ruining a joke right now. I know, but I mean,
Oh yeah.
No,
Um,
I'm really happy about this
it is-
right now.
it's
I'm so
fantastic.
happy that we get to involve someone else into our shenanigans. Not even really our shenanigans,
It's not. It's
but like we're kind of part of the shenanigans.
we were
So we
there
had-
when it originated.
Yes.
I swear
We
to
had,
God, the next time someone says the word shenanigans, I'm pistol whipping y'all.
Hey, Farva.
Hey, Marva, what's the name of that restaurant you like with all the weird shit on the wall? Which one? Shenanigans? Oh,
So,
So,
2
had-
years ago.
Right
All
around
right.
there. We had
Yeah.
Benny on, and he was in character as Brother Lomas for
This is
90
still
minutes.
Schmodown days.
Yeah.
Like Schmodown's still going at this point.
hey! I'm gonna let y'all know real quick. Schmodown is always going on.
That's fair.
There you go.
Oh,
There
yeah,
you go.
nice.
I so
But,
happen
like-
to be wearing the FCL shirt. No, for
That
no other reason.
was just
Just,
a weird-
that was the shirt I grabbed today.
So
But
he had not done a full He had not done a full show with it. Like he'd shown up on like the Gucci verse and stuff, but like for whatever reason, he's like, I want to do. Like he messaged us and said, I want to do your show, and we're like, fuck yes, like because Brother Lomas had not done anything.
Yeah. And he
Yeah.
stayed in character for a full like
Almost
hour.
2 hours.
Yeah.
Almost 2 hours.
It was very intense.
He's good at
Hey,
that.
can
It was
like
the funniest
explain what happened with the Wallace Shawn thing.
so Yeah, at one point he mentions Wallace
Wait.
Shawn, rest in peace.
Hold on, I've heard this. This was like a part of y'all's opening, like it's a sound
Yes,
clip that y'all
yes.
use.
That
I
is
saw Wallace Shawn die in a diner or something like that. Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, so he said the exact reaction that you had, which is, wait, no, Wallace Shawn's still alive. I think you're like
I'm
Googling
connecting the
whatever.
dots now. So
And so we're like, he's still alive. And he's like, I saw Wallace Shawn die. So then he like just keeps going. He's like, no, I saw him die.
He's kept this going
Wallace
for
Shawn
2
is
years.
dead. I saw him die.
So, the last year of Schmodown, though, he got a Princess Bride question, and he made it Schmodown canon. So like the answer, it's a question. It's like asking like what movie stars Robin Wright and Carrie Out blah blah blah, and he's like features the late great Wallace Shawn, and Ellis does not know how to react.
So like every time it brought up, like someone was always like, wait, no, did I miss this? Did he die? Whatever. And it's just become this like, right, because he introduced this bit on our
Some
show.
random shit he said on our show.
Has become
He's ran with it since then.
yeah. And he's still going with it, and we're all in on the bit, and we're just like, oh yeah, Wallace Shawn is
Which
dead. Obviously.
now I'm imagining. So that I'm guessing that may have been after the Schmodown went back to the studio after the virtual.
So it was still virtual when he was on our show.
Oh, that would have been funnier if it was studio. So
And then
But no, when he did
when he did
on Schmodown, it was in studio.
perfect. So
Yeah.
I'm imagining that you've got like Christian people off to the side that are sitting there like,
What? I think it was
Wallace Shawn
Ellis.
died? What the hell?
It was Ellis and Guy who on the desk, if I remember correctly. And Ellis is like, I think we're gonna have to fact check that or something like that.
But we fact checked it, and Benny saw him die. So it's and then we have
That's
this running joke now for 2 years. So whenever this man does die, it's gonna be so weird.
Like, we're not gonna know how to.
I don't know how we're gonna talk about it. I'm like, I'm gonna laugh, and it's not gonna be funny, but like.
All right. So I mean, I guess I now have to admit it. I haven't watched y'all show religiously every week for the past couple of years.
A lot of episodes. It would be the fact that
This
2
is like-
years ago
I
we
think
would
this is
have
before we
gotten
really
this
knew each other
episode.
too, though. Like I think this is before we got to really know each other. That was 2021, I think.
Yeah, it was an iconic.
Before Spectacular, because Spectacular is when we met.
It's a good.
Yeah.
It's one of our better episodes. It's very good. It became an iconic bit. It is now in our opening theme song.
It's a long episode, but it's the most laughs per minute
We
I think
also
we've ever had.
so Wallace Shawn, R.I.P. Wallace Shawn. He saw him die. Came from that, and also that's the guy from My Hero Academia came from.
Oh
that.
my God.
And I quote that all the time.
Benny made this like minute and a half movie.
He wanted to debut his short film on our show, and he did.
Okay. And then
Y'all were about to scare the crap out of me because it's bad enough that I'm unemployed, but to also have Wallace Shawn die and just now finding out would have just completely crippled me. It would have ruined Thanksgiving tomorrow, which I'm not doing anything anyway. So
What now dies on Thanksgiving? No, he's not.
He's not- no, he's fine. He seems
many
actually very.
years.
He seems, he's been on Young Sheldon. I know he's in good health. He's still acting. He's still good. We're good.
Mike, by the way, religiously watches Young Sheldon.
I
But
think
this
I've
whole
seen
thing is
2
reminding
episodes.
me.
Really?
at what point is that show's been on for like what 10 years now? At what point is he no longer young Sheldon? He's like, hey, Sheldon's about to try a beer.
Regular show.
Relatively certain. I saw that they said that the most recent season filmed, or the one that's going to air this year, that's it.
Is the last one. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because he's not young anymore.
Yeah, that kid's
it was
gotta be-
like, that kid's like got to be pushing like 17 or 18. He needs to be looking like the other Shelton by now.
Yeah, he's got to be college age at this point
He
for the
needs
most
to
part.
be he needs to be like they need to swap him out with like a de-aged Jim Parsons.
Yes.
So I do
Well,
have a
like,
question.
When they announced it was ending, everybody's doing their jokes about how it was ending. It was just, and mine was, yeah, it's gonna end exactly you think it's going to for young Sheldon in a bloody shootout with the ATF.
That would be great. I watched Big Bang Theory for a while. I don't think I've watched like the last 2 or 3 seasons. I don't know when I'm going to catch up on it because I don't have. Oh wait, I do have time. Never mind. But I haven't watched like any of Young Sheldon except like maybe the first episode, and I was like, this doesn't have like the same magic to it Like I don't feel like this kid is trying to do like an imitation of Sheldon without actually being Sheldon. I guess he actually got better at it because that show's been on forever now.
Yep.
But yeah, I haven't stuck with it.
Yeah,
So
imagine
look-
like spending the formative years of your life being young Sheldon. That kid's gonna
Oh,
need
yeah.
therapy.
Yeah.
Especially like years later, like if this kid is still acting, what's that kid? Ian Armitage? Something like that.
I don't know that. I don't know
That's
his
a
name.
great question.
Like imagine he's like in his 50s and 60s and he's still like doing film and TV roles and he's like, I was young Sheldon. Everyone's like, who?
Yeah.
What is a Sheldon?
He's at the conventions posing
Yeah.
people's
Meet
young
young
Sheldon.
Sheldon. He's 60 years old.
It's very weird.
So AJ, I know you can't answer this, but Robert, maybe you can. Robert, have you seen the Holdovers?
No.
Okay.
The hold on maneuver?
So
I
yes,
saw that.
yes.
I've seen that.
Seen that. Seen
We
that.
actually this was kind of funny. We went to the movies last week and we were just talking about it. Like the Holdovers was not showing anywhere near us, and the GM of the theater that we go to, which is nobody goes to our theater. Our theater's always empty, and he's like, I really should like see if I can get that to show it a couple times a day, and he did. Like he's got
I
it.
feel like he got that for us.
Yeah.
Like bless this man.
It's only showing like twice a day.
Can we talk about the backpack?
Yes.
Finish this thought, but then we got to talk about the backpack.
Okay, I'll finish the thought. I want an opinion because like we don't know how long they're going to have the Holdovers. I really do want to see it. But Monday night we had bought tickets because like AMC is doing like the Scene Unseen, which is a mystery movie, which is it's a rated R movie this week, and it's at 7:00. And we think we have it narrowed down. And I think I know what it is, but I also could go see the Holdovers, which I know I'm going to see the Holdovers. Which should we do?
What day is this on?
Monday.
And it's an R-rated movie that hasn't been shown yet.
Yeah, and it's about 2 hours, and I think it's American Writer. Is that what it's called? I think that's what it is. The one with
Like,
Jeff.
did they give you like any kind of clues as to what it could be?
It's rated R, and it's roughly 2 hours, and it's about to come out. So there's 5 movies that fit the qualification. I think that's going to be the one because it's Searchlight, and it's not. But the AMC's been advertising it a lot. The last one was Next Goal Wins, which was the same thing. They were advertising it. So I think it's going to be that. So, I mean, we don't know that for certain, but we can see that. Or we can just outright just say we're seeing the Holdovers.
I always
mean,
vote for Giamatti.
Holdovers seems to be getting some really good reviews. Like
Yeah.
I want to see it. It doesn't look like like while you were talking, I was just looking up the theater that's right over here by where I live, which is an Alamo Draft House, which usually will show like those kinds of screenings, not the big mega popular, but some of like a lot of indie screenings.
Right.
They're not showing Holdovers until Friday. So, yeah, I would probably go with Holdovers, especially because like that's great if you get to see a movie early, but
We don't know what it is.
and you don't know what it is. So for me, I'm gonna end up seeing the Holdovers anyways at some point. I would be the type of person that would want to go jump at an opportunity to see a movie early because that gives me the ability to think about it and flesh out a review for our YouTube channel.
Right.
If you're
Right.
not doing anything with that though, you're just enjoying the fact that you get to see a movie early. And that's it. You're not writing up a review anywhere. You're not sharing it on a YouTube channel or anything. Yeah, it doesn't benefit you anymore getting to see it early, other than just the enjoyment of seeing a movie before everyone else.
No, you yeah.
Well,
Do they make you
It says
sign an NDA to do these? Do you have to sign something and say that?
No,
Usually not. Most of like the
Kind of.
early screenings I've gone to, I think there's only one that I've been to that had an embargo that you still weren't allowed to talk about it. And most, other than going to a film festival, most of the early screenings I've gone to, I'm piggybacking off of someone who got that invite. We are still not big enough of a channel to get that invite ourselves. So I'm usually like with someone who is running a bigger YouTube channel. I'm not going to mention names. Anyone who follows us probably knows who I'm talking about, but someone who does have a bigger YouTube channel that does get those invites a lot. I'm usually piggybacking with him to go see some of them, especially if it's a horror movie.
See, I was just asking because, Mike, if you have an opportunity to break an embargo for our YouTube channel, you should
don't do that.
100% do it.
No.
It won't end well.
No. That no matter what you think, I know you're probably meaning that in joke, but in jest. But yeah, no matter what scenario you could think of, that will always haunt you later.
Yeah.
Oh,
We did
fun.
get a few. We got a few when we were in Florida from we got to be friends with Jada Paramo from Schmodown, and he's a part of Pop Culture Pros, and they did get us not a lot, but we got a handful. I saw Mortal Kombat early. She saw In the Heights. We saw Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent early. Like we got to see we saw that like a month. That one was very early.
Oh,
Well, like
So
I've seen Dream Scenario already, and that's apparently just coming out this weekend. I saw that back in September.
Wow, yeah.
So
When I worked at the movie theater, drink.
I'm out of drink, so
We actually got one that was like for one critic. Like we were told like this had to be like a completely shut off screening thing. It was almost a year early. It was like a movie that was and it was for one person. They rented this theater out to see, and wasn't like a final copy or anything. And like they were like, you can't even screen this. Like that, like we weren't allowed to like show it to ourselves to make sure the print was good or anything. It was like this one person is watching this movie and that's it. That happened once while I was there.
Can we talk about backpack now?
Yeah, the backpack. Oh my lord. Have you seen the
Have you
backpack?
seen the backpack? Have you seen they made
Backpack.
lounge try? And it
is
looks
this
like
the movie that Wallace Shawn died in?
No, it's so okay. So I have a lounge fly addiction. Okay, and if there's one
It's
thing
bad.
that I love more than lounge fly, it's Nicole Kidman's AMC "We Make Movies Better" thing.
Heartbreak feels good in a place like this.
They have made AMC has somehow teamed up with Loungefly, and on December 4th are releasing an AMC Loungefly, and it looks like Nicole Kidman's outfit from that little thing.
That's great.
My life. There's going to be. I will be able to
We got
wear
married and
an
this is better.
AMC backpack the next time I go to, and the next time my queen saunters into that empty movie theater, I will have her little outfit on my back. But I'm very stressed out because they didn't give a lot of details in this statement. It was just like, hey, if you're an A-lister Premier member, which I am, you're going to have an exclusive offer to do this on 12/4. What time is it dropping? How am I going to know that it's on sale? Do I have to sign into something? Is this going to be like Taylor Swift tickets all over again? I need this backpack. It's very serious. I might need y'all like signing up for me. I don't know, like all my A-list friends out there. I need this backpack, and AMC is not going to give a lot of details yet, but I am so excited. Also, our
You know
running
what the
group is
implication
amazing.
is on this, right? The
what?
implication on this is you have a regular AMC theater that you go to, and when you're a regular movie theater, you can establish yourself as I used to be known, backpack guy.
I want to be backpack
guy gets to
I'm gonna
walk
come
in
in
with
with
a
this
backpack.
little dazzler to my local AMC. They're gonna be like, actually, the turnover rate is so high there that I don't even know if any of them know about the Nicole Kidman.
But
No, there's
to
the
be-
few of them we see often.
if you're backpack girl, you get to walk in with a backpack to the movie theater.
I just want to be backpack girl so bad.
Yeah, trust me.
Wait,
I've
you
been
said there's a
backpack
high
guy.
turnover at AMC, which means they're probably hiring?
You
Good
wanna
to know.
come to Savannah?
If you'd like to live in Savannah, our AMC. Oh my God. Okay, so this is in better lighting, and it looks even more like her outfit.
That's
Stop.
great.
I mean, are they on Instagram? I need to see more pictures of this backpack.
So,
Anyways,
yeah,
I know all of you are as excited as I am about it, but I am generally very excited. When Mike sent this to me earlier, I was like, shut the front door. That backpack's about to be mine. Like, there's no way I'm not buying that. Like, hello. But what time does it drop? Like, people got to make a living. People got to work. Is it going to be dropping when I'm like trying to work? You know what I mean?
Just send it to my mother. She's
That's so true. Bye-bye.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So I do recommend. So talking about being able to see movies early. If y'all ever
It feels good in a place like this on the back. I'm so sorry.
nice,
Look at this.
like they know how to market that line. Yeah,
That is not what I was looking at.
yeah. The picture changed just as you changed.
Carry on. This is the greatest
So
thing.
if y'all ever get an opportunity, I would recommend come to Austin. Now, not for South by, but come for Fantastic Fest.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
usually in September. I've seen so many movies. There's like all the movies I really enjoyed from Fantastic Fest still have not even been announced for when they get like wide released. And there's at least 2 movies in there that I will always be seeing the praises of. There was 2 really good movies. And the second that they get announced for, I'm going to be the first one like on Twitter, YouTube, like go see this movie, go see this movie, go see this movie.
Do they have like for Fantastic Fest? Do they have their distributors at that point, or is this like
No.
kind of
No,
Okay.
so a
Yeah.
lot of the 2 movies that I'm thinking of specifically, they were shown at Fantastic Fest only to help drive up the hype for the movie. So they are relying on people like me to be like, "Hey, you need to go see Last Stop in Yuma County," which is one of the 2, and
Okay.
Riddle of Fire. Like, keep your eyes out for these movies. Go see these movies if you get a chance. And then they're hoping that we're generating enough talk about the movies, like on social media and whatnot, that will net them the distributor.
whether
So for Last Stop in Yuma County was my favorite movie I saw at the entire festival. The director, he's kind of an unknown director. He hasn't made a movie before. He's done music videos. Right after that movie was done, I actually went up to him and got a picture with him. Like, dude, you're going to be huge. You're going to be a big director. People are going to know your name. I would like to go ahead and get a picture with you now while I can. And I was
that's
like,
awesome.
when does this movie come out? And he's like, we don't even have a distributor for it yet. That's what we're hoping to get like soon. I was like, damn, y'all need to hurry up and release this movie because I want to watch it again. So,
Well, the good thing with movies like that is like you don't necessarily have to rely completely on theatrical now, because like your Netflix, your Apple, your Hulu, like there's so many avenues that can take it. And if something is good like that, like Apple has actually been like really good at, like when they've picked up the movies, they've usually been pretty damn good. So
Coda was so good.
I love Coda.
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah.
actually like Coda's not usually the type of movie that I gravitate towards, but I really liked Coda a lot.
Yeah,
Best
that
Picture
one
winner,
jumped to
Coda.
like one of my top movies that year that it came out. But like, say for Fantastic Fest, another one is I've already seen the Toxic Avenger remake.
Oh,
There's
yes.
barely been even a trailer for it. No one knows exactly what Toxie looks like in that movie, and I've
I've
already
heard
seen the whole movie, and I'm like, the hell? What's the delay in this?
I've heard it's like super cartoonish and like
it is.
yeah.
it is a more live. If you remember the Toxic Crusaders cartoon from the 90s,
Mhm.
it's that, only it's R-rated. And yeah, Toxie looks exactly like he did in that cartoon, except it's Peter Dinklage. So
Peter Dinklage, who was very
he's a
good.
little Dinklage. So
He was actually very good in The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which, I had mixed feelings
seen that.
about. But he was very good. He was very good in that role.
yeah, so I would recommend anyone who wants to come to Austin for that. That is a great film festival. It's all at one theater, so you're not jumping around the city and whatnot. It was a lot of fun. But yeah,
Nice.
like that's the downside, is you see some of these movies early. At a film festival, there really isn't an embargo because they're
They
not
want it.
they're not catering to just the press or like YouTubers or anything. You as a general people could buy a pass and go watch these movies. So there's no embargo on it. I'm freely allowed to talk about these movies, but yeah, in some of these cases, some of these movies don't have a distributor. Most people have not even heard of these movies before. So I can sit here and talk about the praises of Last Stop in Yuma County, but you have no idea what movie I'm talking about.
Right.
So
Or you could go Because Florida's playing Texas at Texas.
Or you come to Austin for all the barbecue and the breakfast tacos and
Is that next year?
That is next year, 2024. Florida at Texas. I've been trying to tell my whole family that's the game I want to go to as our one away game. I don't know if I'm gonna get my say, but I want to.
well, when y'all come to Austin, let me know.
Well, we'll hit you up. We'll hit you up.
'Cause
Wait,
we have set whenever people come to visit, we have set places that we take them to. Like, hey, do you want barbecue? Here's where we're gonna go. You want breakfast? Here's where we're gonna go.
Austin, Massachusetts?
No, that's Boston.
I'm gonna bring my
Austin.
Nicole Kidman backpack with me.
Nice.
I've heard heartbreak feels
Boston,
good in a place like Austin.
And you're gonna take it through the TSA, and they're gonna like pull you aside for like a full body cavity search, and you're like, somehow a full body cavity search feels good in a place like
Yes.
She's got that Nicole Kidman backpack. Pull her to a side.
Somehow, body cavity search is good in a place like this. Yeah, that sums it up. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I saw a comment on the thing and it was like, we come to this place, like, and talking about the bag. We come to this place for ibuprofen, sometimes a hair tie. Like, I was like, this commenter wins the internet for me today. And instead you find an old mint. Somehow this week old candy feels good in a bag like this.
All right, so happy Thanksgiving Eve, everybody, and I hope you all enjoy watching Planes, Trains, and Automobiles because it's the Thanksgiving movie that we know.
I will
Yeah.
recommend it. If you like horror, go look up Blood Rage. It is bonkers. It is crazy. It is good. It is a good schlocky 80s horror, and I highly recommend it.
Wait. Boston, Texas?
I saw Wallace Shawn die. Wallace Shawn is dead.
It's 2 minutes for roping. I like that. You're a jabroni.
I'm still here.
I was doing road trip.